All right, we're out at the home of Curtis and Sue-Ann Owens. We did some windows for them about 3 years ago, and they love the windows, especially Curtis. Sue-Ann was saying he said some really nice things to say about what a difference the windows have made. So very thrilled with that work. We're looking at doing some siding now, so we got a pretty complex scope of work here, so I wanted to shoot this on video so we all know what was going on. First of all, just right off the bat, we have this vinyl siding on. It's probably over some original, in some places it's teardrop siding, in other places it's like an old board and batten. So tried to do a conservative tear off wherever possible, especially based on the age of the home and things like that. Trying to minimize disruption and you know, possibility for any kind of you know, like I said, just disruption of the wall frame, framing and things like that. So trying to do a conservative tear off wherever possible. The skirting down below is already framed, so we may need to replace some that's rotten, but basically it has framing all the way around that this metal underpinning is screwed to now. The intention is to take that Hardie all the way down to the underpinning, so take off the underpinning and then basically create a flush wall where the sidewall would extend all the way down to the ground, not in the dirt, but down to the dirt line. So that's kind of what we're looking at. We did this trim on all these windows except for a couple on this side. We installed that big 1x6 Hardie trim, except for 3 windows on this side of the house. So we're going to try to reuse that if at all possible. If not, well, then we can't, but we'll try to do it wherever possible. We just screwed it in over the vinyl, basically. That's what happened there. We have 2 storm doors that we'll need to remove and reinstall. Curtis and Sue-Ann will remove all these benches out here so we can get to the skirting behind that. Gutter will come down. They don't really, I don't think, have any interest in putting up new gutter, but we'll put this gutter up best we can. I know we don't typically like to do that, but we just have a tin roof. There's not an intricate roofing system, so we'll just screw that gutter up to the fascia. We are going to install a 3/4 inch fascia all the way around the house, and then basically just paint the rafter tails and the soffit underneath, which is just basically the roof decking. So that's what the soffit and fascia scope of work looks like. As we come around here, we have this, actually I guess it would be a front porch, but we have this porch area with this faux rock. It's actually real rock, but it's a rock facade. So they want to get rid of all that and make that Hardie plank. So we will do that not only on the sidewall up here, but also on the surround of the porch. That will also become Hardie plank, and there is, again, there's a framing behind that. We have this inside. All we're going to be doing here is painting the porch ceiling up underneath, but then all that vinyl that's up around here, that's all on the inside all the way around, and the exterior, that's all going away and will become nice Hardie plank. There you can kind of see the underside of that. And you can see fascia's just falling off the house there. So it's gonna look a lot nicer. We'll just nail our 3/4 inch fascia into the back end of the rafter tails and you know, get something up there that's not falling off like it is now. This dish will be gone. They don't use that. This dish will stay, so we'll have to work around that. Maybe take that down. There's one kind of bracket arm that's coming down right there. So probably take that off and then reinstall that into the Hardie fascia once we get that on. So again, just paint the porch ceiling. They want to keep those soffit, or those gable vents. They'd like to keep those. They have a ridge vent now with the new tin roof and an attic fan, but just keeping all the gable vents. We're not replacing the gable vents, but they want to keep some ventilation. Again, big back wall here. We have some really bad, here, this is all teardrop here. We have some really bad, you know, where the siding's just falling off. Back there, I'm guessing probably a couple things is the heat radiating off that tin is just, this is all melted right here. It's pretty interesting. It's a good reason why vinyl siding may not be the best choice, but you just have this vinyl that just looks like it's shriveled up from the heat, probably from just the sun radiating off that tin roof. It's just shriveled up all right here. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so here, this is a storeroom and a utility room. So what we're gonna do, this first window is going away. We're going to sheathe that. We're doing only exterior work here. So they will have the interior finish out done by their contractor. But we are removing this window, sheathing this wall, and then basically installing our Hardie over it. This window and the two center windows right here are the only windows staying. So this window, and this window will be closed in. The window will be removed. We'll close in the wall cavity and do all the exterior finish out only. We are not doing any interior sheetrock or any kind of work on the inside. All of our work will be to the exterior. So we're going to look at a couple Series 2 windows for right here and these two center ones right here. Again, those others will be going away. As we move around to the back, again, just see the need for the fascia up here. It's just some places it's not, some places it is. It's just falling off. That little piece of gutter there can just go here, and you got more of the same, just the vinyl just shrink and swelling to the point where it's finally given up. It's off. Here we have more of a flush wall with some batten boards. So being that this wood is so old, much better than any wood we're going to put on the house today, I think we can just remove these batten strips, get to a flush wall, and then install our Tyvek seam tape flash and all that good stuff. Over here on this corner here, we're going to get rid of this window. This window will stay, which we're going to provide a scope of work for that as well as part of the Hardie project. This window will go away and we'll frame it just like the others around the side. These three we're going to replace. This is the master bedroom. That AC unit is going away. We're going to replace these three windows with a Sandtone Series 2 window. Again, just fascia. Need to put some fascia on here. I'm gonna have to actually assemble some rafter tails there, some nailers for the new fascia. Up there, almost didn't catch this, there's a little rake wall up there, so that will also be addressed. You can kind of see the batten, so we just need to pull that batten off, get a flush wall, Tyvek seam tape flashing, and then a Hardie. So that's what's going to happen up on that rake wall up top. Again, coming here, you just see the vinyl's just shrinking, swelling to the point where it doesn't fit anymore. Seams are coming apart. Starting over here, this is already Hardie. We pointed out some things that weren't done correctly. There's a lot of face nailing, you know, right here. There's nail holes, I mean, just all over the place. So probably wasn't installed to the best degree. It was an insurance claim from a while back. What we're going to try to do is just basically probably have to remove that board, I'm guessing, and then basically we're just going to do the skirting up. I'm hoping that can be done. I know it's not going to be as easy as it sounds, especially because they did face nail all these bottom edges. But hopefully we can pull that out and then just do the skirting from the Hardie line down and create the solution that way. And that way we can salvage this Hardie. There's probably about 3-4 squares of Hardie on here that has already been done. That small window right here we will be replacing. Little 23 by 35, that we will be replacing. This window we're not touching here, that's being left alone, and they're replacing this door. So right now there's no storm door or anything, but we will do the trim in Hardie on that window and on this window and on this door. I know it's not ideal because the Hardie's already on there, but they did actually butt to that wider trim. I don't know if we'll have to use the XLD or whatever, but we are going to install the Hardie in place of this darker wood trim in that, you know, in that width basically. And then I'm hoping we can just create a caulking bead up to the butt to place of the old window trim. So you can see it is a butt to, they didn't just lay it over. So they did butt to it. So we can pull that off and just install our new Hardie trim around those couple windows. And you can see where the skirting of that just stops. And then basically here, that window too needs to be retrimmed in Hardie. This is all Hardie existing, so we would paint all this. And then up top we have that one gable. Again, that vent will stay. Maybe we can clean that up a little bit, but that ventilation needs to remain. And then up here would all be Hardie installed. So that's kind of what we're looking at for our scope of work. And then we're back around to the front. This is that chimney. When we did the windows, we had so much trouble around this chimney trying to get these windows plumb level and square, but we finally got it done and looks great now. So that's kind of what we got. It's a pretty involved project. It's some varying things. The only thing I did not mention is there needs to be, according to Sue Ann, there's nothing there except just the pinning, the underpinning that they pull back. But there needs to be an access door on the front and then also in the back of the home. So we need to create a total of 2 access doors, so they have access to the pier and beam for plumbing and other needs. So we need to make sure that that's accomplished, is that we have 2 access doors, one front, one back. So they have, again, access to underneath. So that's really what we're looking at. All this existing Hardie is just going to be painted. So that's going to be included in our proposal. So that's all we got. Curtis, Sue Ann, we really appreciate you guys having us back down here. And we really look forward to working with you all on this project. Thank you.